am a support worker for young adults from the ages between 16 to 24. And the reason why I do this is because I feel that my faith teaches me that I need to help people. So Guru Nanak, the ethos of what Guru Nanak Dev Ji has taught us is love, compassion, humility, and all of this is what we try to practice. You know, we go Gurdwara, all our life we've been going Gurdwara, and what we learn from Gurdwara that, you know, we have to do seva, we have to do Simran, we have to do Kirtan. But most of my life, I don't think that I've actually put most of this into practice. So I've got to a stage in my life where I've decided it's about time I started trying to put some of this into practice. So this is the reason why I started it. Okay, so in 2009, we set up an organisation called, a charitable organisation called SWAT, Sikh Welfare and Awareness Team. And the whole purpose of the organisation was to educate the youth of the local area about the dangers of drugs and alcohol. The reason why we decided to do this was because we found that in the local area there was a massive issue with drugs and alcohol. So we started off the project in Southall and become very, very successful very quickly. From the youth project, we started lots and lots of different projects. We've got a football academy, mixed martial arts academy, we do kung fu, and one of the biggest projects that we're doing is currently looking after homeless people on the streets of the UK. We started off in Southall where there was a massive issue with immigrants who were living in the streets, and now we've moved into London, Birmingham, and hopefully Edinburgh and other cities as well. You know, the reason why we do this is because my faith teaches me to do this. You know, if a person, you know, I can't, my faith doesn't allow me to walk past a person who's in the gutter and just to leave that person there. My faith teaches me daya, sat, santokh, compassion, and it teaches me to help people. It teaches me to you know, the same concept that Guru Nanak Dev Ji set up, which is the langar concept for people who visit the Gurdwara. You know, we try to apply the same concept with the people that we feed on the streets, the homeless people. At the moment, with so many different projects that we're launching with SWAT, one of the projects that we're thinking of launching is a project where we take young children from the community and we take them to old people's homes. Yeah, and the whole idea behind that is, firstly, for the old people to have some kind of interaction with the outside world, so they're not as neglected as they are sitting inside their old people's homes. And secondly, is to get the kids to interact with these people, to listen to their life experiences, so maybe they can learn something from each other. It's about education. It's about educating young people about, you know, the experiences of old people, and it's about old people learning from the young people what's happening in today's life, you know, with young people, because they've kind of, you know, these two groups are totally out of touch with each other. You know, the old people are in their own world and the young people are in their world. So what we want to do is we want to bring these people together. Yeah, we want to teach the youngsters respect for the elders. And, you know, one of the main things that we want to teach them is that, you know, make sure your parents don't end up like this, neglected in old people's homes. Okay, so basically what we want to do is we want to bring these kids in, and we want to, some of them that are able to do Kirtan, we can do Kirtan sessions with these people in old people's homes. And Kirtan is basically the singing of Sikh hymns, and it's the message from our gurus, which is in a form of singing. We also want to teach the children about the importance of caring for your elders, because I'm a father, I've got 2 children. I'm hoping that in my old age that they'll look after me and I won't be neglected and stuck in some old people's home. So this is the whole thing, what we're trying to teach our children. Okay, what we have noticed, yeah, right, is this, that a lot of the problem children that we're dealing with are from broken families. You know, either they've got issues within the family, issues being broken marriages, so they're living with only their mother. They've got issues with domestic violence within their families, so there's not that care in the house. They've got massive issues with alcohol. So the father comes home drunk every night and he's violently abusing the family. Yeah, we've got issues with families that are going through poverty. So poverty is going to lead to depression or some kind of mental health issue. You're far less likely to get somebody with an issue from a stable background, somebody who's come from a very caring family, somebody who's been brought up with, been taught the values of compassion, who's been taught the values of caring, the values of Vandke Shakana, which is sharing, Seva, which is community service. You're far less likely to have these kids growing up with issues. The kids that have got issues are the ones that, it doesn't have to be that there's problems in the house. It could be that the parents are working too hard to provide for them, so they're hardly at home. So if you haven't got no parents at home, and you come from school and you're making your own dinner, and then you've got no role model at home, your father's not there, your mother's not there, and they come home and then they go early in the morning, then you're going to get problems. Okay, the biggest influence in my life has been Bhai Mahendra Singh Ji. Yeah, they've been the driving force behind what we've achieved today from SWAT. Yeah, we've taken full guidance from them. If it wasn't for them, SWAT would not be where we are today. Yeah, from the day we mentioned SWAT to them, the whole direction of it changed. So, my advice is this, that if there's community projects that you know of, get involved in them. If there's seva to be done locally, get involved in it. If there's an issue in your community, don't look at somebody else to address it. Get involved, or become the owner of that problem. Get a few like-minded people together and work on a solution. And you know what? The best person to go to is Bhai Mahendra Singh Ji. I see compassion within SWAT and the community. Okay? And the reason why I see this is, I'll give you an example of exactly why I see this, is because, our community are very dani. Dani means giving. They love to give. If you ask somebody for food or clothes, they will give you food and clothes. If you ask for money, they're less likely to give you money. What we've noticed is this, that we had a crisis in Southall of homeless Indian nationals that have come from our motherland, India. And when we advertised the fact that there are homeless people, Indians in Southall, the community came with so much compassion, and they donated clothes, they donated food, anything we asked for, they gave it. So I would say, yeah, there's a lot of compassion within our people, within our community. There's a lot of people who want to do a lot of things. Problem is, they haven't got the time. Okay, the reason why it's so important for us to be compassionate is, if I cut compassion in my life now, how are my children going to know what compassion is? So from that generation, we've lost it. We've lost compassion from there. So I need to make sure that I teach my children about compassion. Compassion comes from what Guru Nanak Dev Ji taught us, about loving and caring for your community. It's about, sharing. Sharing is caring. Another one of our big inspirations was Bhai Kanhaiya. And who was Bhai Kanhaiya? Bhai Kanhaiya was a guy, Guru Gobind Singh Ji's soldier, who was feeding water to the wounded enemy after the battle. Yeah, and he was bandaging him. So the other soldiers asked Guru Gobind Singh, what's he doing? You know, we're trying to kill these people and he's trying to fix them. So when questioned, his answer was that I see my Guru in all. So his level of compassion was on another level. You know, this is what we need to achieve. That, you know, we need to learn to love our enemy. And that's what compassion is.